time now for our Paws and Claws segment. This is when we focus on the pet and animal world. We do it every Tuesday at this time, and it's made possible by our wonderful sponsors at the Clean Team. You know, even the best pets can't clean up their own mess. Call the Clean Team to take care of fur, furniture, paw tracks, tiles, and all sorts of catastrophes and doggy dilemmas. Visit thecleanteam.net, thecleanteam.net. And joining us this morning, Red, on the line is Boston dog lawyer. I know you've been following him on social media as well. So you already know a bit about Jeremy Cohen. He's been on the program before, and he's back today for our Paws and Claws segment. Jeremy, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. This is such a great segment. Appreciate being here.
Oh, well, it's wonderful to have you on here and an expert in your area. So tell us again, just for those of you that may not know, Red's already, as she mentioned, a fan, and I know many people follow you on social media. But let's talk about just about who you are and, again, what you do and your focus of law.
Sure. I'm a pet owner with a law degree. So I opened Boston Dog Lawyers about 5 years ago because we need protections. We represent pets and their owners, and when it comes to either dogs accused of biting or if owners are being sued for a bite, and then when pets are injured and trying to hold people accountable for that. And we're seeing a lot of injuries now, and one of the things we're focused on is trying to improve the law, the protections for pets and their owners. We're not looking to give animals, dogs, the same rights as humans, but we're trying to pursue these cases as though pet owners are consumers, and we have rights as consumers, especially in Massachusetts, to certain protections, which we're not getting right now.
And I know one of the things that we're going to focus on specifically is Ollies Law. Can you bring us the background of that and what the status of that is?
Yeah, Ollie was a beautiful young Labradoodle, belonged to a client of mine who scoped out a boarding facility, a doggy daycare, and sent Ollie there. And she was told that she should come pick Ollie up a few hours later, that he wasn't doing that well. When she picked him up, he had over 100 puncture wounds, 2 broken legs. Ollie ended up dying 2 months later, and the boarding facility said, well, certainly something happened on our watch, but we're not responsible for it. And that's what I'm seeing with a lot of doggy daycares. They say, well, we don't know what happened, but here's your dog back, and you can go figure it out. When something happens at a boarding facility under their watch, it's their responsibility. But things shouldn't even happen. And we find out as pet owners that boarding facilities and doggy daycares in our state are not regulated. There's nothing governing them on how to run a business. There's no requirements of staffing, of fire safety, of certain tools to break up dog fights. There's no requirements of keeping certain size dogs away from each other. And we're seeing more and more injuries. And one thing a lot of people don't know is these places are not often staffed overnight. If you bring your dog to a boarding facility, you want to make sure, if your dog will stay there, especially as you go on vacation, that there's staff overnight in case something happens. Sometimes we're told, well, from 11 to 7, the dogs are in the cage, nothing can happen. So many things can happen, including a fire. So you want to make sure these places are staffed overnight. And soon, with Ollies Law, which is right now House Bill 305, it's a move to regulate boarding facilities and doggy daycares. And it's in the Consumer Protection Committee right now. We're hoping to have the bill come out of there and be voted on and finally passed in memory of Ollie, so that other dogs and other dog owners won't have to suffer the way he did.
Wow, okay. So I didn't realize it was that unregulated. I think most of us you would think that a place like that you would need so many different licenses, yeah, and specific, maybe there are checks and that kind of thing. Well, let me ask you, as an attorney and looking into this, this is something here for law in Massachusetts. Are there other states where there are similar laws, or are more states regulated than others?
Certainly some states are way ahead of us, but this seems to be somewhat of a national problem that anybody can open up one of these facilities. And now I only hear about the bad ones, so there's certainly some great ones out there. But this is pervasive, and Massachusetts is known as an extremely consumer-friendly state. We have a lot of protections in place, and the fact that we're not protected here is very concerning as a pet owner and as a lawyer.
Is there anything that people can do to support this or get involved, or what is the status now? It's kind of making its way through the legislature? Right.
But the best thing we can count on people for now is to contact their state rep or state senator and say, we need you to sponsor Ollies Law, House Bill 305. And the more sponsors we get from active legislators, the more likely it is that this bill will be considered and be passed. So pet owners just need to contact their local rep, tell them about Ollies Law. Representative Brian Ash is the original sponsor out of Longmeadow. He should be commended for his courage here to take on the industry. And people can also reach out to Facebook. Ollies Law has a page, and also reach out to my firm if they want to get involved.
It's House Bill 305, and again, we're talking this morning about Ollies Law, and again, we would like this would mandate regulations, right, for those that do dog kennels or daycares or that kind of thing?
Exactly, doggy daycare and boarding facilities.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Red.
Jeremy, hi, it's Red. I just wanted to ask, either on your website or somewhere, are there a few questions that you think all dog owners should be asking as they're leaving their dogs? You know, if I left my precious Knox and Trixie somewhere, what are the questions I should be asking to make sure that they're going to be as safe as possible?
Yeah. Sure. You should ask it. Has a dog died recently at the place? Okay. What vet is closest, and do you have an affiliation with them? In Ollie's case, there was a vet right next door, a 20-foot walk, and they didn't bring the dog there because they only had one person on staff. So you need to make sure there's multiple staff members, that they have an affiliation with a vet for an emergency. Do they have working video? Pet owners should be able to see everything that's going on there. Yeah. And have they trained their staff on how to break up a dog fight?
All right, those are some good questions to ask. And again, we will continue to follow, again, the status of Ollies Law, but to call your legislature and state rep and tell them to support House Bill 305. And it's Ollies Law. And joining us this morning has been, again, we've been talking with Boston dog lawyer Jeremy Cohen. You can find out more at bostondoglawyers.com and also follow him on social media. Attorney Cohen, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks for caring about this and for supporting it.
Thank you so much.
Jeremy.